4 different battery companies, Exide, Amaron, Okaya and Luminous, sold 3 different types of batteries, type A, type B and type C. The total number of batteries sold by a company is equal to the number of type A, type B and type C batteries sold by it. Okay, so they have only 3 different types of products, type A, type B and type C. The total number of batteries sold is equal to the sum of all these 3, right? Now, what have been the clues here? Total number of batteries sold by Exide, Amaron, Okaya and Luminous are in the ratio of 8:11:6:9 respectively. Number of type A batteries sold by Exide are 50% more than the number of type B batteries sold by it, which is in turn 60% less than the number of type C batteries sold by it, and so on. So basically, we have been given a lot of ratios and percentages, ratios between different values and one value with respect to another value in terms of percentage, which can be used to find out the number of type A, type B and type C batteries sold by each of these 4 companies, Exide, Amaron, Okaya and Luminous. So what we need to do here is make up a simple table. See, the raw data is given to us, right? A lot of raw data has been given. We have to understand this data, analyze this data and make a table out of it. A simple table having numbers of type A, type B and type C for each of these companies. And then answering the question will become easy. So let's try and do that. Yeah, I think this space should be enough for me to get to the numbers. You can see the first question here. Like, questions are all going to be very easy. Number of type C batteries sold by Amaron and Luminous together is how much percentage less or more than number of type A batteries sold by Amaron. So for us to be able to answer these type of questions, we need to have the proper data first, right? Fine data first. So let's work on it. So what I'll do here is let's put up a simple table, a kind of matrix. You don't have to draw it in the exam and waste your time. I'm just trying to make it a little legible for all of you. Yeah. So let's say the 3 types are type A, type B and type C. And the companies that we have in this order are Exide, Amaron, Okaya and Luminous. Right. So these are the numbers that we have to fill. Total 12 values have to be found. Okay. Now look at the first point given to us. He says the total number of batteries sold by Exide, Amaron, Okaya and Luminous are in the ratio of 8:11:6:9. Total meaning total of Exide is to total of Amaron is to total of Okaya and total of Luminous. And we know that total of Exide is nothing but A plus B plus C. Total of Amaron is A plus B plus C and so on. So this ratio is 8:11:6:9. So I can say if this is 8 parts, this is 11 parts, this is 6 parts and this is 9 parts. Now you understand this terminology of parts, right? We have discussed this in our topic of ratio and proportions. So basically out of total number of divisions, Exide will get 8 parts, Amaron gets 11 parts, Okaya gets 6 parts and Luminous will get 9 parts. Now look at the next point. The number of type A batteries sold by Exide are 50% more than the number of type B batteries sold by it, which is 60% less than the number of type C batteries sold by it. So now try to put this in terms of numbers, right? A, we are talking about the company Exide here, right? We are referring to this company, first company, Exide. So it sells A, B and C. A is 50% more than B, which is 60% less than C. Now let's assume the number of batteries sold by C type of battery sold by Exide is, let's say, for example, let's say it is X. This number is X here, right? This is X. If this is X, what does it say? The number of B is 60% less than C. The number of B type batteries is 60% less than C. If it is 60% less, it will be only 40%, 0.4x. You're getting it? If this is X, what is 60% less of X? 60% less than a value means only 40% of that value. And 40% of that value is 0.4x, right? And number of A type of batteries sold by Exide are 50% more than B. This value here is 50% more than B. 50% more than 0.4. What is 50% more than 0.4? 0.4 plus 0.2, which will become 0.6. 0.66. I'm not writing those individual calculations here on the screen because I have a very limited space. A lot of other calculation needs to be done, but I'm assuming all of you have followed. We are taking C as X. It is given that B is 60% less than C. So 60% less than C would mean X minus 60%. So only 40% of X. So 0.4x. And A is 50% more than B. So 0.4x plus 50% of 0.4x. That makes it 0.4 plus 0.2, which is 0.6x. So we have the numbers in terms of X for Exide. So what's the total, by the way? See, this 8 now, this 8 parts refers to what? 0.6 plus 0.4 plus x. You understand? 0.6x plus 0.4x plus x. which is what? 2x. So this 8 refers to 2x. 8 here refers to 2x. Now what I can actually do is, see, we know that these 8 is to 11 is to 6 is to 9 are all with reference to the same parameter, right? This is the ratio of total number of batteries. Now if 8 represents 2x, 11 should represent what? 2.25x, or rather 2.75x. 6 should represent 1.5x, and 9 should represent 2.25x. I hope you have understood what I'm doing here. See, 8 has become 2x. How did we get this 2x? The total of excite. Now 8 has become 2, means it's getting divided by 4, right? 11 divided by 4 is 2.75x. So whatever be the total of Amaron, it should be 2.75x. Whatever be the total of Okaya, earlier it was given in terms of 6 parts. Now I'm saying that 6 parts has changed to 1.5x. 6 by 4 is 1.5. 9 by 4 is 2.25. So what has happened now is, instead of considering the ratio as 8 is to 11 is to 6 is to 9, our new ratio is 2 is to 2.75 is to 1.5 is to 2.25. It is actually the same. If you multiply every number by 4 here, we will get the same thing. 2 into 4, 8. 2.75 into 4 is 11. 1.5 into 4 is 6. 2.25 into 4 is 9. But the advantage in this ratio is I have got these in terms of x. Of course, x can be cancelled out, but if you take individually, it is 2x, this is 2.75x, this is 1.5x, and this is 2.25x. Right? So now linkages are done. With respect to x, I've got the numbers of Exide, and I've also got the total numbers of each of these 4 companies. Now fill the remaining cells. Look at the next point. The number of type B batteries sold by Amaron is equal to the number of type C batteries sold by Exide. Number of type B batteries by Amaron is equal to the number of type C batteries by Exide. What is the type C batteries by Exide? X. So type B by Amaron should also be X. So I know that out of this 2.75x, 1x is gone for type B. Remaining 1.75 should be distributed between A and C. Are you able to follow? Since we have changed the ratio now to 2.75x, 1.5x and 2.25x, we know that this is x because these two are equal according to the question. B of Amaron is equal to C of Exide. So if this is x, out of 2.75, if you remove x, you'll get 1.75x. That 1.75x is the sum of A and C here. So read the next statement. Number of type A and type C batteries sold by Amaron are in the ratio of 5:2. Now all you have to do is, it says Amaron A versus Amaron C is in the ratio of 5:2. So I can say A is to C. This is for Amaron, right? I'm doing the calculation for Amaron. Amaron's A is to C is equal to 5:2. And the total of this is how much? 1.75x. You're able to follow. So if I divide 1.7, how do you get 1.75x? 2.75 minus x is 1.75x. If I divide 1.75 in the ratio of 5:2, what will I get? Again, I'm doing the calculation mentally because space is limited. See, total 7 parts, right? 5 plus 2 is 7 parts. So divide 1.75 into 7 parts. 1.75 by 7 will be 2.5. So A will be 5 parts. Each part is 2.5. 5 into 2.5 is 1.25. So this will be 1.25x. And this will be 2 parts. 2 into 2.25 is 0.5x. So we now know Amaron also in terms of x. 1.25x, x and 0.5x. It sums up to 2.75x. What have I done? I have copied x as it is because it is same as Exide C. And I have divided the remaining 1.75x in the ratio of 5:2. Right? Next. Next, number of type A, type B and type C batteries sold by Okaya are in the ratio of 4:5:6. For Okaya, the ratio is 4:5:6. This ratio, A, B, C ratio is 4:5:6. So meaning you actually have to divide 1.5x. You divide this 1.5x in the ratio of 4:5:6. Simple. Total is 1.5, we know, for Okaya, 1.5x. That 1.5x should be split in the ratio of 4:5:6. Split that, what happens? See, total how many parts? 4 plus 6, 10 plus 5, 15. 15 parts if you divide, if you divide 1.5x in 15 parts, each part will be 0.1x. So I think this should be 0.4x, this will be 0.5x, and this is going to be 0.6x. Again, like I always say, calculation is the key. If you can do these kind of calculations mentally, like how I have done here, you will save a lot of time. You can check 0.4, 0.5, 0.6 are in the ratio of 4:5:6 as given here. And 0.4 plus 0.5 plus 0.6 is 1.5x. So Okaya is also done. I have got everything in terms of x. Look at the Luminous part now, last part. Number of type B sold by Luminous is thrice the number of type A sold by it. Type B is 3 times of type A. and number of type B sold by Luminous is 25% less than the number of type C sold by it. Okay, so how do you do it? Let's assume this is number of type A sold by Luminous is n. See, you cannot take the same variable x now because x has already got some meaning here, right? Let's assume number of type A sold by Luminous is n. What does it say? Type B by Luminous is thrice the number of type A. So this will be 3n. If this is n, this is going to be 3n. And number of type B by Luminous is 25% less than type C. So 3n is 25% less than this. So this should be 4n. Again, this is all mental calculation which you can also do. See, what is 25% less than 4n? 25% less than 4n will be 4n minus n. You are getting it? 25% of 4n is n. 1/4 of it, right? So 4n minus n will give you 3n. So this is n, thrice of it is 3n, and this 3n is 25% less than type C, which is 4n. But then, so we now know the ratio. The ratio is 1:3:4. Like earlier, directly the ratio was given. For Okaya, the ratio was given directly, 4:5:6. Here the ratio was given indirectly. And we have figured out that the ratio is n:3, n:4n, meaning 1:3:4. 1:3:4. So divide this 2.25x in what ratio? 1:3:4. What is this? n, 3n, 4n. So meaning this will be total how many parts? 8 parts, right? 1 plus 3, 4, 4 plus 4, 8. 8 parts. So 2.25x should be divided into 8 parts. Well, 2.25 is not divisible by 8. Yeah, so let's take it in terms of fractions. This will be, I'm erasing off this n, 3, and 4, and I'm hoping all of you have followed that. n, 3, and 4n. I'll directly write the numbers now in terms of x. What did we get? We have to divide it in a ratio of 1:3:4. So total 8 parts, right? So I can say this was 1. So 2.25x by 8. This is 3. So 3 into 2.25x by 8. And this is 4 parts. So 4 into 2.25x by 8. You have understood? The total value is 2.25x. Divided in the ratio of 1:3:4. So we get 1/8 of 2.25x, 3/8 of 2.25x, 4/8 of 2.25x. I know it looks a little clumsy there, but the meaning has to be clear, right? I'm hoping all of you have understood that. That's it. So what is the advantage now? We have got all the numbers in terms of x. There's only one variable that I have. Instead of having multiple variables, we have only one variable. Now that this is done, you can play with the questions. Now there is the last part. So the question now is, how do we know x? Unless we know the value of x, we will not be able to fill up all the gaps here, right? There are 12 different values to be filled. How can we find that out? From the last statement. You see the last statement? Number of type B sold by all the 4 companies together are 680 more than the type A sold by all the 4 companies together. So total of B is 680 more than the total of A. That's what it says. So find the total of B in terms of x, find the total of A in terms of x, and write that equation. B is equal to 680 plus A. Again, I don't have space. I'm just clearing off some of the calculations that we have done. Look at this. The last part will help you get all the numbers now. And once you've got the numbers, I'm sure you can answer the questions yourself. Okay. What are we going to do? Total of B should be equal to total of A. Just a second. Yeah. So total of B is equal to 680 more than the total of A. Now what is total of B? 0.4x plus x plus 0.5x plus 3 into 2.25x by 8 is equal to 680 more. So 680 plus total of A, which is 0.6x plus 1.25x plus 0.4x plus 2.25x, right? Now I'll stop here because I think you can take up the remaining part of it. This is the final equation. You solve for x and get the individual values. So this 0.4 plus 0.5 is 0.9 plus x is 1.9x. This is 1.9x. Here we got 1x, 1x plus 1.25, 2.25x. So you're getting it. Simplify this, you'll get the value of x. If you solve this equation, you'll get the value of x. because there's one absolute number given to you, 680. So solve for x. From this, get the value of x. Once you know x, you'll be able to fill all these 12 values. And then answering the questions is your lookout. Now, some of you are suggesting that I can take x as 100 and proceed. Yes, you can do that. And then, maybe you'll get 800, 1100, 600, 900 and then divide it in that ratio. But that need not be the actual number. Eventually, you'll have to decide based on this number 680. So if you don't want to deal with x, then maybe you can start off with 100. But towards the end, proportionality, you'll have to find out with regards to this number given 680 here. Alright. Anyway, so the solution is now left to you. Solve for x. You'll get the value of x here. Once you get x, you can answer the questions easily. Like look at this question. Number of type C sold by Amaron and Luminous together. So you will know the type C of Amaron and Luminous together is what percentage more or less than the number of type A by Amaron. So x is what percentage more or less than y? X minus y by y into 100. A very, very popular question type from percentages. You can solve it. Next, what is the difference between the average number of type C sold by all 4 and the average number of type A sold by all the 4? I think, see, this should be done in a smart way. For finding out the average of type C by all 4 and average of type A by all 4, what you can do is, of course, the value of x will be required. Average of C, he says. So take the average of C, x plus 0.5 x plus 0.6 x plus 4 into 2.25 x by 8 divided by 4. Average of A in a similar manner and take the difference. Yeah, you will have to do the calculation. I don't see a shortcut there. Next question. Number of A, B, C sold by Sucam are 20, 30 and 25% more than A, B, C of Luminous. Find the total number of batteries sold by Sucam. So this again is straight. You know A, B, C of Luminous. Increase A, B, C by 20, 30 and 25% respectively. You will get the A, B, C of Sucam and then add the total to get the total of Sucam. So this again is a simple question. Next question. Find the difference between the number of A by Exide and total number of batteries sold by Okaya. Okay, that's quantity 1. Simple calculation. Quantity 2. Find the average number of A, B, C by Amaron. And then compare. This is a comparison of quantities. A very popular question type these days. You have to compare the two quantities. So find out the values based on the given statements and then find out if one is more than 2 or less than or equal to 2 or more than or equal to 2 or less than 2 and so on. Only one important point that I would like to tell you here is about quantity 2. He says find the average number of A, B, C by Amaron. How do you get the average of A, B, C by Amaron? Don't try to add the number that you have got here plus the number that you have got here plus the number that you have got here by 3. That's a waste of time. See, average of Amaron will be 2.75 x by 3. Average for Amaron will be 2.75 x by 3. Whatever that value is. And you know what is x already here. So directly you'll get the average. Don't try to add the 3 values again and divide by 3. That is a waste of time. You already know the total here. Just divide the total by 3. While it may look like a simple point, I'm sure many of you will miss that and actually add ABC again. Remember, total of ABC is known to us in terms of x, 2.75x. So that's about that fourth question. And the fifth one here is Exide sold 75%, 2/3 and 80% of ABC batteries respectively manufactured by it. Find the total number of batteries manufactured by Exide. Now remember, what the table here, the data here talks about the number of batteries sold by 3 companies. Whatever we have got here about Exide or any other company is the number of batteries sold. 0.6x, 0.4x and x for Exide. Now he says Exide actually sold only 75% of whatever it manufactured. It sold only 2/3 of whatever it manufactured and only 80% of whatever it manufactured for A, B, C respectively. So what are the total number of batteries manufactured by Exide? So basically I know that, for example, 0.6, 0.4 and 0.6, 0.4 and x are the numbers, right? So it sold what? Sold 0.6x, 0.4x and x. This is Exide, right? A, B, C. Sold values are known to us in terms of x, 0.6, 0.4, x. It says it sold only 75% of whatever it manufactured. So let's assume it manufactured it manufactured total A. Manufactured is A here, manufactured is B here, manufactured is C here, right? Or small a, small b, small c, so that you don't get confused. Now, according to the question, this 0.6x is equal to 75% of A. 0.4x is equals to 2/3 of B. And this x is equal to 80% of C. So since you know x, can you find out A, B, C? Yes. Once you get A, B, C, can you find out the total of A plus B plus C? Because that gives the total of manufactured batteries. What is he asking you to find out? Total number of batteries manufactured by Exide. So A, B, C is the manufacturer for each type. Total will be A plus B plus C.